after this, I want to call this redraw function repeatedly because this position needs to be changed based on the arrow clicked. So I need to repeatedly call this function, and for that, if we want, we can use the set interval method, which is a method to execute some function repeatedly. But here, as we need to redraw the items, that is the rectangles, the best method to use is request animation frame. It will effectively handle the animations. So let me call request animation frame and call the redraw method. So it will call the redraw method repeatedly. Okay. Now let me try to call the redraw method here, redraw, and see how it works. Let me save this. Let me refresh. We are able to see this one and this one, small one. And even if I try to click these arrows, nothing happens because it is not having the focus as of now. Okay. So here let me specify canvas dot focus. I think that is the reason. Let me save this. Let me refresh. See, this square is like this. Why? Because we actually need to clear this and then call the draw method or the redraw method. Otherwise, the shape is going like this because it is actually moving the x and y values to the next position. Suppose I use the down arrows, it will add like this. So what we can do, actually we can write a function clear background, and let me remove this, and here let me write context dot fill style. What should be the color? It should be white. So hash FF will give us a white color, and I can specify context dot fill rect, and if I specify 0, 0, then canvas dot width and canvas dot height. So this will give us the width and height, which will be 600 and 400. Now we need to call this clear background again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a function called start game. Okay. And let me copy this here. Okay. And let me call this clear background inside this redraw function. So before drawing, let us call the clear background method so that it will clear the background and then only the new square will be drawn. And also what we can do here, we can call the move target method here so that each time it will have new positions. Now let's see, save. Let me refresh. Okay, I haven't called this start game function. Start game. And now let's see the output. Let me refresh. See, it is 247.80. We are just displaying the position of the small box. Let me try to move the big one. See, I'm clicking the right arrow. So it is moving towards right. Top, moving to the top side. Bottom and left. Now suppose I try to move the box again. See, it is moving even after the canvas. Why? Because I will show you the position of the big X and Y. Here let me add small. Okay, and here let me try to console.log big and then plus big X plus big Y. Let me just try to show you the positions. Okay, save. Let me refresh. See, it is 50/100 now. Change to 80/100 and let me try to change it. See, now the value is 570/500. Okay, 610/100, 645/100. So the value gets changed even more than the width of this canvas. That is why it is going even after the border. So what we can do here we can do a check after this. If big X is less than 0, what should we do? We need to set the value to be 0. So let's change big X equal to 0. So it is for the left side. Again for top, let's write if big Y is less than 0, what should be done? Let me remove this, and we need to set the value of big Y to be 0. Again, if big X plus big length is greater than canvas dot width, what should be done? This means that it is outside the canvas on the right hand side. Then what we can do? We can specify big X equals canvas dot width minus big length. Okay. Again, if big Y plus big length is greater than canvas dot height, then what we can do? We can specify big Y equals canvas dot height minus big length. Now let's see, save, and here let me refresh. Okay, now the blue one is not visible. Why? Let me see. Okay, the value is 478 minus 71. That is why the blue box is not visible. Let me check the code that randomize the position, math.random into canvas.width. Okay, it should not be small x. It is a position. I wanted to make it small length. Though I explained it correctly, I think. The code was wrong. So it should be small length. Actually, the length should be reduced from the width and height, not the previous position. Okay. So let me save this. Let me refresh. Now it is 304 and 49. Let me refresh once again. It is 488 and 165. Okay. Now let me try to move. See, it is moving. See, it touched there and stopped. It is not moving outside the border. Again, here also, and here as well. Now it is moving correctly as we expect. So this part is done. Next, what we need to do, when this big box touches this small box, what should happen? Actually, this small box should not be visible now. It should be like this big box is catching this small box, and then we need to increase the score and we need to check the timing and all. So we will do it in the next lecture.